So first, I studied drama and theatre studies at Maseno University, and then I went and studied gender development, but I based my thesis on drama therapy among FGM survivors. Then I went and did my PhD on theatre arts, also based on drama therapy. So when I look back and when people ask me, so how did you get there? I tell people, go to school. People are like, it's a talent. Yes, it's a talent, but the question is, do you just want to be famous or do you want to make money? If you want to make money, go to school. Because the other day I was arguing with somebody on the platforms. And somebody's like, even those people who have gone to school, they cannot do better. We are even better than them. I'm like...
That discussion is always there. Film school students
yeah, I
and the
told the
industry
guy,
students.
we ended that discussion in 2017. Right now, when I look in the whole Kenyan industry, 70% have gone to school. The young generation, 70% have studied something related. It could be theater, it could be film, it could be communication, journalism. People have gone to school and they are working in this industry.
And those who started without school, with some time, they went back to school.
Some went back. I have had people at 50 years, 60 years in my classes because they just want to have that paper. And sometimes, so you may be very good in your skill, but without that paper, you can not negotiate for better pay. So I tell people, you want to work, you want to be the best, fine. But some of us, we want money.
You were among the students who first had their bachelor in performing arts from a Kenyan university.
Yes. At Maseno University, we were the third lot to graduate. Yes, and that time, the first place that offered drama and theatre studies was Moi University, and that time it was in collaboration with Maseno. Then Maseno became its own constituent university. Then, so as Maseno University, we were the second. As Moi and the whole country, we were the third group to graduate with the drama and theatre studies. So when we look back, it was that time when people still shied away from doing this theatre arts, and even for us and our parents, we were told, ukishindwa kupata kazi, don't come back here crying, because we needed to do law, education, and all that. And so, and we didn't fail. The thing is, for some of us, this was not a last option because we failed. I could have studied law at Moi University, I refused. I could have done education. I refused. I chose to do this.
Having joined the industry, how long have you been in the industry? How many years now?
Let me say, since I graduated, it's like 19 years.
19 years?
Yeah.
19 years.
Yes.
So if you're about to quit today, she's been here for 19 years. My people, 19 years. Looking back when you joined the industry, the Kenyan cinema scene and the theater industry, comparing the two when you joined and now, do we have a difference?
There's a big difference. I tell people, we are not where we want to be, but we are better than we could have imagined. Because let's not have people's argument is, oh, Nigeria is because they have a high population. Forget that argument.
And comparison.
In comparison, Kenyans are churning out very high quality productions than Nigeria, in my view. Nigeria is churning out a lot of productions, but that is the same thing that's happening in our River Road industry. Even Kenya, we have the River Road film industry, which is churning out a lot of content.
I don't know if you agree with me or not, sorry to cut you. When it comes to this comparison of Nigeria industry and Kenyan industry and Hollywood, it doesn't sit well with me as I'm also a film producer. It doesn't sit well with me because I believe back in the days when Nigeria had started churning out their own films, Nigerian produced films, in our country, we were still doing films that were done by tourists.
Yes, exactly.
So tourists used to come, when they do their documentaries, they find a place and say, let's do a Kenyan movie, and they do it.
But do you know what has changed that? Education. Nigeria, they started trading in theatre arts and film in the 1960s. Well, now here I am telling you that we were the first students in the year 2000. So Nigeria was 40 years ahead of us, even in training people for film. So for a long time, all the films that were being done, were being done by tourists. But because all the other people who are now working in the Kenyan film industry were trained by the whites, and they were trained in the areas of grapes and lighting, because that is where the white man needed hands. You get what I mean? Not directors. They needed hands. Watu wa kubeba mizigo, grapes hivi hivi.
Weka pale taa.
Weka pale taa.
Yes.
So you'll find that in the area of grapes and lighting,
yes,
and assistant cameras, that's where they used to come. And that's where, as Kenyans, our films are very high quality, because that's where we informally learned film.
Yes, yes,
but when we started learning film formally, because for the industry to grow, that formal learning is very good for directors, producers, script writers, the people who drive where the money is. You get it? So when we started learning it, it is 40 years after Nigerians. So we can't compare. You can't compare. It's like right now, a student who has just finished Form 4 and my 20 years of experience, they can be lucky and shoot up because of digital era. But that is just 1%. The other 99% going through the same journey, they will still need to take that time. So that's the thing. Yes. The same way we can't reach Hollywood because they started how many years ago? 150 years ago. You get it?
So many years ago.
So you can't compare yourself with people who have been there before you earlier. You can really try and challenge. Some people might be lucky here and there, but I think we are at a very good place right now as an industry. And I believe in East Africa, we are the best.
We are.
In Eastern Africa, actually. Yeah, Eastern Central Africa.
We are the best.
What Kenya needs right now are marketers and distributors for film. Because we need people talking well about our Kenyan films. Because you'll find somebody saying, I don't watch Kenyan film. Then they ask them, which one have you watched? None. But it's because they've had the trajectory over and over again. So we need a marketer to come and start speaking well. Then people will be like, oh, I like Kenyan films, I like. Then the trajectory goes all around.